Welcome back to MSU Inside Out. Just a quick apology, our stream isn't working right now on YouTube, so hopefully we'll have that up soon. With me is Bill Harbort to talk about Notstock coming up, which is kind of our big art event of the year. So kind of first off, tell me a little bit about what Notstock means.
Yeah, you know, Notstock is our annual arts, kind of our signature arts event on campus, and it's different from other art events in that it's participatory. So it's different in that you're not just a spectator, but you have the opportunity to actually make art or to create work with an artist. So we have workshops with artists, we have demonstrations with artists, we have all kinds of opportunities to actually connect.
Okay. And then those artists, are those local artists, or are those people on campus, off campus, out of state? Kind of like, who are those people that come?
Yep. This year we have 6 great guests coming from all over. Some more regionally, and some from as far away as California.
Okay,
so
well, that's quite nice.
Yeah, and I think one of the great things about the event, and this is the 13th year, is that students get to interact with the guests, not just for like an hour or two in a workshop and the guest goes, but you see the guests kind of over and over, right? It's a 3-day event, so students get to know guests, and it's somewhat warming for me to see like students eating pizza with a guest. Yeah. You know, and it's not just like, oh yeah, that's what you do and you do it well and then you went home. Yeah. But we just kind of keep them here for a few days, and I think that good relationships happen and a lot more shared. Okay. What are some of the workshops that we're going to have in the days that we have it? Yep. We have a really outstanding poetry workshop, and we spirit this with the term word stock, which stems from pot stock. But we have Melissa Lozada Oliva here from New York, a performance poet, and she'll be doing 2 outstanding poetry workshops for us, and kind of moderating a slam in the dam. So in the Beaver Dam at 1 o'clock on Friday, there'll be a poetry slam, and somewhat a culmination of all the good poetry that was written in the workshops gets performed in the Beaver Dam Live. Okay, and so that's in the Beaver Dam. I know you mentioned earlier when we were talking that it's in kind of a couple different areas on campus. Yep. What are the other places that we can see these events? The gallery this year, the Northwest Art Center Gallery, is having live printing, but a different kind of printing, not screen printing, which we usually do in the Beaver Dam, but doing letterpress printing. So that'll be occurring for 3 days in the gallery. There are other opportunities. There's an improv workshop that's in Ann Nelson Hall. So lots of presentations in Alshire Theater here in Hartnett Hall. So really the center of the event is probably the Beaver Dam, but it spills out. Okay, awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully some people can make it out to that. Again, that's going to be October 24th through 26th, kind of in the Beaver Dam, and then also at Hartnett, and then in the Northwest Art Gallery. So a couple different areas on campus. Kind of switching gears to student government. Chad, you have a little bit of information about our new SGA president, correct? Yeah, she's officially taken her position now as president of the SGA. MSU graduate student Janelle Bartolozzi has taken her position as president of the MSU Student Government Association. Bartolozzi is pursuing her master's degree in speech-language pathology. She has served as a student senator for the MSU College of Education and Health Sciences since fall of 2018. She will use her variety of experience as she assumes her position to serve fellow students at Minot State. Bartolozzi is concerned about student welfare, especially regarding mental health. She also would like to see more recycle bins throughout campus and more double-sided printing options to save paper. Bartolozzi says the SGA door is always open to inquiring students, and student feedback and concerns are always appreciated. The MSU Student Government meets every second Monday at 7 p.m. in the Wesley Room in the Student Center. For more information, send an email to misu.sga@minotstateu.edu. Minot State University is seeing opportunity for education in the medical marijuana and hemp-based product industry. This is based on the current interest and popularity of these products.
Medical marijuana is currently legal in 33 states and the District of Columbia. The recreational use of marijuana is now law in 11 states. According to the universityofbusiness.com, the U.S. cannabis market, if legalized, would be potentially worth $28 billion today and $41 billion by the year 2028. In response to the growing demand, Minot State University and other universities and colleges are now including cannabis-focused undergrad programs, certification programs, and advanced degrees. The courses cover medical analysis, legal pitfalls, and dispensary procedures. More information for these programs can be found on the MSU website. The MSU Office of University Communication would like to help students. If you have an event that your classmates at MSU should know about, then send the event details and contact information to publicinformation@minotstateu.edu. So Shalom used to work in that department, so it's kind of neat that we can send any information about events to that office, and then we can get them on the internet.
Yeah, no, you can send in the email, or I know there's a request on the calendar as well that you can fill out your information, and then they skim it over real quick, and usually it gets approved. It's usually not an issue, so yeah, it's a good way to get events out there.
Yeah, I didn't even know that we were able to do that, so that's some good news too. Well, coming up, I will be interviewing the KMSU Sales Manager, and we will get an inside look into Minot State's athletic training.
Thank you to all of our underwriters.
MSU Beavers Hockey. Online info at MSUBeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
MSU Theater Department, year-round entertainment.
Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore, for all your campus needs.
Minot Nutrition Addiction, offering healthy smoothies and meal replacements on the go.
Spicy Pie, pizza, grinders, beer.
Magic City Hoagies, locally owned sandwich shop located in Southwest Minot.
Taco John's, offering fresh tacos, burritos, nachos, and breakfast. Thrive-In Financial, connecting faith and finances.
El Azteca, authentic Mexican food on North Broadway near the airport.
PMQ Entertainment, performing at weddings, proms, and dances.
The Pursuit, creating a place in Minot where everyone is welcome.
Mouse River Players, community theater since 1971.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bear's Cat Donuts, located on Broadway across from Minot State campus.
Welcome back. There's many activities and opportunities in the broadcasting department. I'm joined by one of our very own, Eleni Garbrandt. Thank you for being here.
No problem.
I know that you're currently a Minot State KMSU Manager. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I am the Sales and Promotions Manager here at KMSU, and basically mostly my job is handling underwriters, so that's kind of what we run on, and it's getting people to be a part of our advertising, and we do things in return. We can do trade out or money. It's awesome. It's a really great opportunity for people.
And with that going hand in hand, you're also in the auction, and that is kind of the same thing as underwriters in a way. Can you tell me about how that helps you with the auction?
So basically, it's kind of the same thing where you have to have good communication skills with the public and the community. And so getting out and, getting out into the real world and going to communities and different businesses, it really helps getting sponsors. And if you know how to talk to people and really make deals and be friendly, it really helps with both of those, underwriting and getting sponsors and donations for the auction.
I know in the auction, because I'm in the class, I know that we usually donate 10% to a charity. Can you tell me about that and who we're donating to this year?
So this year we are going to be donating a portion to the Domestic Violence Crisis Center. So they're going to be helping people in need who have been going through difficult times with domestic violence, and we were really happy to be with them this year, especially because we all in the class wanted to help out in that realm.
And okay, so one last question. Going out of the broadcasting part, I know you're also on the cheer squad. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I've been on the cheer team here at Minot State for 3 years, and unfortunately this is my last year. I'm a senior, but we perform at all of the home football and basketball games, so you can catch us at any of those. We do a lot of halftime routines, and we cheer in all the home games for men's and women's basketball as well.
Well, thank you for being here. Catch Eleni live here December 5th at 6:30 p.m. for the auction. And now, coming from athletics, we have gone through a lot of hires in the past 2 years. With us today is one of those people.
Thank you, Monica. Today here I am joined with Caleb Heilman. He is the strength and conditioning coach for all of athletics. Caleb, I understand that you were a baseball player back in the day here for Minot. Could you elaborate a little bit about your experience as a student athlete?
Yeah, so I played baseball out of high school here in 2006 to 2011. I think I kind of get pegged often as the new guy, but I've been here for 13 years now as a player, 1 year as a baseball coach, and then in the strength and conditioning sector ever since. So.
Okay. So what is the best thing about coming back to Minot and coaching?
I think honestly just trying to instill some of the values and the process that I found valuable as a player, and then trying to help some of the young people on campus grasp the process that I know is so important now, that I wish coaches probably would have instilled in me when I was younger, and try and give them some advice and guidance that I wish I would have had when I was younger.
So I'd like to get your opinion on a couple of things. So every once in a while I see these social media posts of people behaving badly in public gyms, whether it's hoarding the weights or using the equipment improperly. I was wondering if I could get your take on what are some of your worst pet peeves about public gyms?
Oh, goodness. So that's why I'm private. The Heilman's performance is privately scheduled training times. There's just so much that people see and attempt, and I think what they try and do is they try and use the gym to mimic very specific things that they want, when really they just need to be a little bit more general.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Again, that was Caleb Heilman, reminding us to stay fit. I am Leo Skellinger with Inside Out.
Thank you, Leo, and thank you, Caleb, for everything that you do for the athletic department. We really do appreciate you.
Yeah, I know it's good that athletes have to obviously be strengthened in order to do their sports, so that's a good thing. Speaking of sports, up next we have some exciting news about women's hockey.
Welcome back. And now continuing with our little streak of athletics, I heard that men's and women's basketball had their first official practice this week.
Yeah, they're finally getting kicked off as the fall season's wrapping up. It's going to be exciting to finally get them to finally be out on the court and playing in front of a crowd. Minot State volleyball lost a hard-fought battle to Northern State on Tuesday night. The Beavers fell in straight sets to the Wolves, but saw solid performances from several players. Shelby Spooler led the team once again with 10 kills and 1 ace on the night, and freshman and Minot native Caitlin Messner had 7 kills in the match. This is Messner's both season and career high. Minot State will play 2 home matches in the Dome this weekend. The Beavers host nationally ranked Concordia St. Paul tomorrow at 5 p.m. and Minnesota State Mankato on Saturday at noon. It was a rough go for Minot State football last Sunday with their biggest loss of the season against Winona State. Bad weather forced the game to be moved to Sunday at noon, and it did not go well for MSU as they fell 49-3. The Beavers' first offensive drive of the day resulted in an interception and Winona's second touchdown of the game. This theme seemed to carry on for the Beavers as the lone points were scored off of an early game field goal. Ben Belinsky was 19 for 31 with 45 rushing yards, and Jackson Lundeen led the receivers with 48 yards. Minot State will be back in action at home against Concordia St. Paul. Game time is Saturday at 3 p.m. MSU women's hockey has carried the momentum well this season following last year's runner-up finish in the national championship. This Lady Beavers earned themselves a split last week in a 4-game road stint, and the Beavers took 2 close losses to Lindenwood University to start off the trip. The Lynx defeated the Beavers by 1 goal apiece in each of the games, but MSU picked up the pace though in the next 2 games against McKendree University. Junior Sammy Jo Henry and freshman Alicia O'Hara scored in the 2-1 win. The second win of the weekend saw 4 different Beavers score as MSU took down McKendree again 4-2. The Lady Beavers' next matchup will be against the Interlake Lightning on October 25th at 4 p.m. Minot State basketball fans, the wait is almost over for Beaver hoops to kick off. The women's basketball team had their first official practice this week for the 2019 season and will have their first 2 games on the road next week. The Beavers will play Valley City State on Thursday and Dickinson State on Saturday. Last year, MSU was 13-16 overall and 8-14 in the conference. The Beavers will look to their upperclassmen and some new faces for offensive power as they lost Maddie Wald and Carrie Clements to graduation. Senior Mariah Payne had 379 points in the 2018 season and played in all 29 games. Sophomore Anna Counts led the Beavers with 19 blocks last season at the post position, and the Beavers look to improve off of last year's record and be competitive in the conference. For the full schedule of this season's games, you can visit msubeavers.com. Once again, it's exciting that finally winter sports are getting kicked off, especially since fall season's slowly wrapping up. It's going to be exciting to go to the Dome and watch some games.
I'm very excited to be able to watch some games inside, especially with this scary weather coming up too.
Yeah, it's nice to have a spot where you could go and you're not like, having to bundle up or anything because it's heated. So that's always a nice thing. But yeah, you also have some sports stuff coming up, Monica, right? You've been practicing for softball lately and everything?
Yes, and I know we'll be putting up the Dome, I believe, December 6th, so then that will be nice, so we won't have to practice outside anymore.
Yeah, tune in next week for more campus sports and news. We'll also have some artists from Notstock here for interviews. Thanks again.